What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for the MLS on Saturday, June 22nd. Well, guys, I know that now that we have Euro Cup and Copa America both being in play, MLS is kind of on the back burner as of right now, but we do have a full slate of the MLS games. So Saturday, 14 games, and I simply could not skip this opportunity to make us some money with these free picks. We do have more free picks up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel. Every pick for the Euro Cup, every pick for Copa America. So check it out. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and of course, feel free to leave a comment on any of these videos. For my best bets, you can click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page where you can sign up. And if you're one of those big bettors that like to place at least $500 on a bet or above that, we have a service designed specifically for you guys. It's called Golden Boot VIP Access. If you are one of those bettors, or potentially you would like to be one of those bettors, this might be the way to go for you. This is the service where we give out picks, where I give out my best top picks for every day. And I give them out an hour, half an hour before the game when I see the lineups, when I see who's injured, who's not injured, when I see where the lines are moving and stuff like that. And that's when I make my decision, and that's when you get those picks. And like I said, if you are betting $500 at least and above that, this is definitely the way to go. It is a paid service, of course, but it's definitely worth your money, and you are getting a lot more out of it that you are paying for. So simply text the word goal to 443-780-5663, and let me help you win some massive amount of money, and let's do it together, guys. Now let's get this show on the road, guys, with the MLS games. Like I said, 14 games on the schedule. We are gonna kick it off with Columbus and Kansas. That's the first game on my list here. 7:30 p.m. And every single game kicks off at 7:30 p.m. or later than that. So we don't have any afternoon games, as sometimes we do. Now, as far as this one goes, Columbus is I would say a pretty solid favorite, and they should be because they are in a good form. And Kansas, on the other side, simply cannot get the hang of their season. They are now again on a two-game losing streak. They have won only one game on the road alongside two draws and six losses, and they're struggling a lot, having lost their last four games on the road in a row. I'm going to go for the full value in this one, guys. I think that Kansas can score a goal here. They have been doing it quite consistently. So I'm taking Columbus to win and both teams to score at plus 155. DC United is hosting Houston, and this one was clear as day to me. I gotta say that, guys. DC United is struggling right now defensively a lot. They haven't scored a goal in any of their last two games, and they're definitely due for a nice performance. On top of that, Houston has got both teams to score in their last six games in a row. Over 2.5 has hit in five of those six games, while over 3.5 has hit in four of those six games. So goals have been a common thing for these two teams, especially when it comes to conceding them. And because of that, I'm taking both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, and that is at minus 114. Cincinnati will be hosting New England in the next matchup, and Cincinnati is still one of the best teams in the league. However, New England is now on a three-game winning streak, and they are definitely in good enough of a form to get a goal, maybe even two goals against Cincinnati here. In their last two games, Cincinnati has conceded 5 goals while conceding seven in their last three. Luckily for them, they do have a lot of offense right now, and they've scored 8 goals in their last two games, outscoring their opponents and getting them to a two-game winning streak right now. So in this game, guys, I'm going to take Cincinnati to win it over 2.5 at plus 107, simply because they have been far more consistent this season, especially when playing at home. For our next matchup, we're going to go to New York, where New York Red Bulls are hosting Toronto. Toronto right now hasn't won any of their last 5 games while being on a two-game losing streak. And defensively, they were a bit of a mess over the last two games. They've conceded 6 goals, 8 goals in their last three. While New York Red Bulls, even though they're missing a few great players, they're still a very solid team that can compete. They have been in a bit of a slump, yes, without the win in their last 2 games, actually making that 3 games. And at the moment, Toronto might be having a little bit more output in that attacking end. However, that doesn't mean anything if you can't defend. And Toronto simply cannot defend right now. So in this game, guys, I'm taking the over 2.5 at minus 139. Now, for our next matchup, we are going to Florida, where Orlando is hosting Chicago, and I'm gonna go with a big gamble here, guys. This is probably one of the biggest bets that I've ever did as a single. Orlando hasn't won any of their last four games. Chicago, for some reason, is undefeated in their last four and is now on a two-game winning streak. They've beaten Galaxy at home 2-1, and they have beaten Toronto 4-1 on the road last week. So, like I said, one of the biggest games, one of the biggest bets I did as a single. I'm taking Chicago on the money line, plus 350. I think strictly from a value standpoint, uh, this is their game to lose, if you ask me right now, in their current form. I know that Orlando is due for a nice performance. I know it's probably going to happen at home, but Chicago just looks really, really good right now. And I don't know why they are plus 350 underdogs. I don't think they should be that big of an underdog in this game. But hey, I will put half a unit at plus 350 and get my money's worth back multiple times. So Orlando versus Chicago, I'm taking Chicago on the money line. Philadelphia and Charlotte are facing off in the next matchup, and I just, for the love of me, cannot figure out this Philadelphia team. They are now without a win in their last five games while being on a two-game losing streak. At home this season, they are actually horrible. One win, three draws, and five losses. And they haven't won any of their last six games in a row at home. So that's a hefty stretch, guys. And I know that's gonna end soon, but is it gonna end against Charlotte, who has been one of the most consistent teams in the league this season? I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing that, if I'm being honest. Yes, injuries have been a problem for Philadelphia, but injuries have been a problem for Charlotte as well as of late. And with that in mind, guys, I'm taking both teams to score at minus 139. Now, Minnesota and Austin is another interesting matchup in the MLS, and I know that Austin is coming off of a draw against the hottest team in the league, which is LAFC. But Minnesota has won only one of their last six games. They have been solid at home this season: four wins, four draws, and one loss. While Austin on the road has one win, three draws, and five losses. And at the price we are getting Minnesota for, I have to take Minnesota on the money line. Minus 139. I'm not going to even push it to over 2.5 or anything like that. I think that Minnesota is due for a nice performance. And luckily for them, they're playing at home in this game. And I think that they will get a nice home win. Nashville will be hosting NYCFC in the next matchup. And you know what? Nashville is actually playing pretty well right now. Only one loss in their last six games. We haven't seen a lot of goals overall in this matchup, but right now, NYC is struggling defensively a lot. They have conceded four goals, in actually five goals in their last two games, and they lost both of their last two games. So, on top of that, NYC is actually doing pretty well on the road this season, but I don't think that will help them much. And I think it's going to be a tight game. I know that Nashville is missing a bunch of players, but they have been scoring goals as of late, and for that reason, I'm taking the over 2.5 at minus 105. St. Louis is another one of those teams who I simply cannot figure out this season. They are now without a win in their last six games. They have been decent at home, three wins, four draws, and two losses so far this season. But Atlanta is slowly waking up, and they are now undefeated in their last two games. Now, they haven't been scoring a lot of goals when playing on the road overall this season, only six goals in eight games. But luckily for them, St. Louis is not in a good form, and I think that Atlanta can score a goal, at least a goal in this game. So I couldn't make up my mind where to lean to which side, but I do like goals in this one. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at minus 125. Colorado and Montreal is another interesting matchup, and Colorado is a pretty heavy favorite in this game. I do understand why they are favorites. They are now on a two-game winning streak during which they've scored five goals and kept two clean sheets. But Montreal, on the other side, despite missing a few great players because of the injuries and players who went to play for the national team, they have been scoring goals quite consistently, especially when playing on the road. You would think that the team would play better with the absence of some players, that they would be playing better at home. However, Montreal on the road is actually doing a decent job, and they have scored at least a goal in each of their last five or six games on the road in a row. So in this game, I don't think that Colorado can keep three clean sheets in a row, if I'm being honest. And because of that, I'm going with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at -111. Salt Lake is hosting Galaxy, who, in my opinion, are maybe too big of a probably too big of an underdog in this game. Yes, Salt Lake is probably one of the most consistent teams in the league this season. 6 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss at home. They have scored a ton of goals. That is 20 goals in 8 games, while conceding only 7. So defensively, they have been absolutely outstanding at home. However, Galaxy is also one of the best teams in the league this season. They're playing really well. They're creating a ton of chances. They're coming off of a 2 nice wins where they kept a clean sheet against NYCFC a few days ago. And I think they can get to the scoreboard here, especially after Salt Lake is coming off of a 4-3 win against Kansas. But like I said, at home they are very solid. But I still think that Galaxy can score at least a goal in this game. So once again, I'm taking both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at -143. LAFC will be hosting San Jose in the next matchup. That's the game on the West Coast, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. LAFC was on a huge winning streak. They kept a lot of clean sheets, but now they're coming off of a 1-1 draw against Austin, and that draw came in like 88 minutes or something like that. So it wasn't their best performance, but luckily for them, San Jose is the worst team in the league, especially when playing on the road, where they conceded 26 goals in 9 games. Yes, they have scored 60 goals in those 9 games. However, LAFC's defense at home is absolutely outstanding, with only 6 conceded goals in 9 games. I think that all the money to be made is on LAFC here. Yes, we could take the double chance maybe with San Jose. That definitely has a lot of value, but I think this is going to be all LAFC. This is a perfect game for them to bounce back after that draw, and I'm going to put my money on them. I'm going to take LAFC -1.5 at +100. Seattle and Dallas is another matchup on the West Coast. And you know what? Despite missing a lot of players, Seattle is still doing a very, very good job. Lost only one of their last 6 games, scored a bunch of goals during that streak, especially when playing at home. And even though they don't have a lot of wins at home this season, 2 wins, 5 draws, and only 1 loss, they haven't lost to Dallas in their last 20 home games. That's an amazing streak, guys. Luckily for them, Dallas also right now is 0 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses when playing on the road. However, they are coming off of an outstanding performance against Minnesota, where they scored 5 goals. But they will be without Asier Ilaramendi for this game, who is suspended. They do have a few injuries as well, but they have been without those players for a while now, and I think that they have what it takes to score another goal, maybe even 2 in this game. So this is gonna be another one where I'm going with the over 2.5 at -118. And the last pick of this video, guys, is another game on the West Coast between Portland and Vancouver. Portland has been playing really well as of late. Whether they play at home or on the road, they are scoring goals. They are very competitive. And I think they will have another decent game here, especially because Vancouver is not a good defensive team right now. They have lost their last game against New England 3-2 on the road, and they're now playing another game on the road, and they have been consistently conceding a lot of goals when playing on the road. Combine that with the fact that Portland is playing really well, that Portland is scoring a lot of goals. I think this is going to be a good game for Portland here. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they will win, but I think they will score at least a couple of goals. So I'm taking Portland team total over 1.5 goals at -120. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were your free picks for the MLS. I hope you have a great day, guys. It's going to be a busy day. We have 3 games in the Euro Cup, 2 games in Copa America, and 14 games on the schedule in this MLS Saturday. So good luck with all of your bets, everyone. Like I said, check out that Golden Boot VIP access if you are betting $500 and above that for a single pick. Have in mind it's not a free service, but you are getting a lot out of it, and definitely I would like for you to join us and let us help you with some money with this Golden Boot VIP access. So simply text the word goal to 443-780-5663 and let's win some money. That's it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you soon with more free picks.